Oh, baby, how
Can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do.
It's Ceci and Adam.
How many generations does it make to do a podcast?
3. Oh, we should introduce you to our
3.
podcast. This is the Momlennial podcast. I am the Gen X part of the podcast. I want to talk about the way we used to make orange juice on the show today. A little tease for you.
Oh, boy.
And
Here
you
we go.
are?
I am the Lennial and Momlennial. That's the Millennial and Adam.
And we're not going to allow you to talk about video games this week because we heard feedback that the Gen X crowd bailed on us.
Yeah, they exited out of the game before the round was done.
They just took their remote, threw it across the room.
And grabbed a book. So that's great.
And Ellie is the...
I'm the Gen X of the group, or Gen X, Gen Z. Gen Z is not processing today. It's too early.
Oh, or is
but
Gen Z tired today?
That's right.
honestly, not really. Gen Z is pretty much a morning person, but
Okay. Gen Z has a new offering for our audience. If anyone else out there is so inspired by this incredible podcast that they thought, if these people can have a podcast, certainly I can have a podcast. So here's the thing.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
If these generations can have a clip go viral on TikTok and Instagram, certainly I could.
All right.
By talking about nothing more than water. So I was going to allow you, Gen Z, to promote your new company.
so I mean, we offer. Why are you laughing? Me.
Because I'm like, I'm behind a company. Tell the audience and me all about this.
Tell us about your company.
Yeah, for real.
Well, we do, we do post-podcast production. So video editing, social media video editing. So you get your horizontal video for YouTube, your vertical content for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Pinterest, whatever you want. And then
Did you know,
scheduling those posts.
Adam, did you know we have a Pinterest account now?
I had no idea. That's
and
amazing.
we are selling stuff on it.
What? Oh, my word.
Everybody is always asking me about the backdrop of the wall calendar. Is that on Pinterest yet?
It is. Yep.
And then we, meaning me, because I'm the only one who pays for anything with this podcast because I'm Gen X. We get a commission.
Oh, it must have been nice to be born before full-on inflation. So great.
It was. It was really nice to be
Even though
born.
the 70s was all inflation. But anyways. That's awesome, though. That really is amazing.
So how do people get in contact with you? They just leave a comment on social media because you manage it anyway and you'll
Yep.
see it.
Exactly. I'll see it. Leave a comment. You can email themomlennials@gmail.com.
Oh, man.
Does anyone email us using that?
I haven't checked in a long time. So if you
I
have,
could
I
tell
apologize.
because I logged in this week and we had like 200 emails.
What were people saying in
We should
email?
all refinance emails.
No, it wasn't people. It was promotions from
It was
Google
bots?
and TikTok.
It was,
Oh.
Yeah.
it was a
It
robot.
It
that
wasn't
wanted-
people.
It was.
Well, that's typical of
That's
us.
nice to know. A robot wants your calendars, but anyways,
No, how many people have checked on our Pinterest page? This is exciting.
it is.
We had a video get 40 views, so people are
On
looking at
Pinterest.
pins.
Great. See, I'm too old to
I'll
know how
take
any
it.
of this works. I just want the commish. I want the commish. Ellie, give us some stats. Give us some. Throw it out there. Like, why should people hire you? Putting you on the spot a little bit.
Ooh,
You are putting me on the spot a little bit.
it's
I
early.
think that as someone who has done the podcast editing for the last year, almost 2 years, and I mean, I've edited your radio shows for years, done some work at the station. You really, when posting on social media, you have to know what clips, because you have to grab people's attention in the first 5 seconds. So
Yeah.
as you're listening through and cutting the show down, you got to pick the clips that'll grab people's attention really fast and want to listen for the whole video, or else people will scroll because everyone's attention spans are
Crap.
the size of an ant. They're super short.
That's why
So
I've been on
I think
Pinterest.
one thing that we have is the ability to find the good, like, golden nugget clips of the podcast episode and get those edited with your proper captions, hashtags, and posted on socials.
If I may endorse, Ellie has done an incredible job with our social media on the show. She's been every time reliable. She does anything you're asking. She's on it.
Yeah.
She's awesome. So
She's the smart third of the Momlennial podcast.
true.
I'm just the talent.
And I'm just here.
Actually, that's not true. I've been listening back to the podcast, and because we're trying to get some of our audio visual stuff like hammered out. And Adam said so many funny things I totally missed the first time through. I'm not good at listening. We've established this. I'm going to work on it.
Look at how we're growing as a podcast and as people at the the time. This is what we want to help listeners with.
Yeah.
And help your audio.
Totally.
And help you grow.
So drop us a comment. Ellie will give you her pitch deck. Don't know what that is. Pitch deck. Have you ever made a pitch deck?
It has nothing to do with baseball. I want everyone to know that. And
What's a pitch deck,
No
Al?
idea.
It's just a presentation of your business offerings, who you are, about you, why you're better, why you're different, the services you offer, that kind of thing.
She knows what a pitch deck is. Hire people. Come on. That's amazing.
Throw Gen Z a bone.
With 2 commas.
And if we can do a podcast, you can do a podcast.
That's right.
True.
I feel like that should be the new title of the show.
If we can, you
can.
If we can, you can.
Oh, man. I tried a new lip gloss today. My lips are on fire.
Is this from the ingredients or is this an allergic reaction in happening right now?
It's a lip plumping lip gloss from Tarte. I'll put it on the Pinterest page. But it's
Look where
supposed
you're
to
going
make
I will put it on the Pinterest page.
Gen Z. Gen Z will.
She'll send me the Amazon link and I'll attach it.
Yeah, bingo.
Here's what happened, and this is wild. This is wild. A friend of mine, actually, okay, here's a weird connection.
Okay.
Ellie's florist for her upcoming wedding this June.
Which is coming.
Her
Wow.
family received an inadvertent shipment of Tarte makeup.
Now, by Tarte, are we talking the company or is this like what it does to your lips and face?
Tarte.
Oh, okay.
They shipped a pallet worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to the wrong address. The company called them up and said, "We received this shipment in error. Would you like to come pick it up and get it to Ulta Beauty?"
Yeah.
But you can't do that because of
The Tarte rule?
the
Regulations,
Regulations.
something, yeah.
Okay.
Praise the Lord for that.
That's
So
learning a lot today.
this florist of Ellie's posted overstock cosmetics on Facebook, and it seemed too good to be true, but you can buy all of these Tarte products for $5. Right? So my daughter Mallory's
For
been
reference, Adam, a normal product is like $40.
Oh
easily.
my gosh. Wow.
That's an easy average.
This is good. Thanks for holding my hand along this conversation because what's happening?
The
You're
most
welcome. I
popular
gotcha.
Tarte product out there is something called Shape Tape. It's a concealer called Shape Tape. Okay. What does it retail for?
$35.
Wow. This is and these are little tubes too, aren't they? They're not big.
4 ounces, you would think. So now I actually prefer a Dior concealer. Jen X prefers a Dior concealer to a Shape Tape, but nonetheless, if I can get it for $5,
She's bougie and has the funds for it.
That's right.
not after paying you to edit my radio shows. Anyway,
That's true.
I'm just kidding. So my daughter Mallory's been going and she's been picking up all this stuff, and so then I have a 15-year-old. I'm like, all right, girl, let's go. Let's get in the car. Let's go over to the warehouse.
Rip over to these
I get
deals.
really overwhelmed at a warehouse.
It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going
and it
on. It's very
depends
overwhelming.
which one you go to because everyone sorts things and does different categories, different places. It's a lot happening.
And it was true. There was all this Tarte stuff laid out on tables, and I got 2 foundations because I was just grabbing things at $5. It's a grab bag. I got 4 lip glosses that are plumping. I got this, like this foundation I'm wearing today, blush, contour. I don't know how to use any of this stuff. I'm too old to know how to contour. But I was putting it all on my face.
You'll find a tutorial on TikTok and you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. So, long story short, we spent $95
for a $35 original product.
but then Piper added it all up, and we saved $535.
Is this girl math that I hear about?
It's girl math.
Oh, It is the definition of girl math. I would also like to say I did some girl math of my own. This is some super girl math.
All right, enlighten us guys who do some math.
Because my sister, who owed me $25 from Christmas, is the one going to this sale.
Okay.
And I've been trying to get this money from her for 2 months. You know, oldest child duties. We got to order the gifts for the parents.
Oh, yeah.
And then are we ever getting paid back? Probably not. No.
But Ellie is the only one with a corporate job, so there's that.
That'll hopefully heal the wound a little bit.
Exactly. So I say, if you're going to the sale, just pick me out 5 things. And so then it's $25, and then I get makeup and my money back. So basically it's free. It's free makeup.
Free makeup. You're doing what we call in radio trade.
Yes.
If they have access to something, I will endorse it.
Yes.
And then I get the product. I'm getting outdoor chairs for my fire pit on trade.
That's bourgeois.
Yes.
Wow. Hello.
I'm going to get 6 black outdoor fire pit chairs next week, Monday. It's the best. It's my favorite thing about radio, baby.
So you know what a week's episode is going to be about?
We're going to record it from the campfire. Which is perfect because at my company party, I won a fire pit, one of those solo fire pit that sucks in the smoke.
Oh, my word.
So we're going to put it in. Yeah. Life is good when you have trade.
You got a complete set.
Yeah. You just traded her makeup for Christmas presents. I love that.
Wow.
I did, except she was the only female of the family to inform me of said sale and that she was going and asked if I needed anything. Whereas my mother did not.
Listen, your mother was going to avoid the sale altogether because I don't need this. I don't need my lips to be on fire.
Well, I was on FaceTime with her during said sale, and I said, "Are you going to get Mom anything?" And she said, "No, Mom's coming later."
Never thought of that. Never thought of the mother. Never do that.
I did. I was like, "Are you getting Mom anything?" And she was like, "Well, she's coming on her own."
Wow. I never was planning on coming. She sent me a frenetic text and was like, "You got to get over there. They close in a half hour." And then, okay, fine.
This is so different than growing up in a house of boys. At Christmas, did you get him this? Nope. Okay, I'm getting that. It's 2 days before. You shove it somewhere. You wrap it the morning of. Here you go.
I was thinking I should have thought ahead and used all of these things. Everybody gets shape tape for the next 10 years in their stocking. By then, it's
That's what Grandma would have done.
Yeah, she thinks ahead. I don't think ahead. Well, something going viral on the old internet this week is a throwback of Gen X life.
Oh boy, are we sifting wheat now, or is that back to Little House Prairie days?
This is the way you used to make orange juice.
I love a fresh glass of OJ in the morning. That's the best.
Did you ever make orange juice from the can of concentrate?
That's the only orange juice as a kid, besides any with pulp, I didn't like.
So you had this in your generation too. Gen Z wouldn't have had this in your generation. We never made orange juice out of a frozen.
We made it every Saturday morning. What are you talking about?
The frozen concentrate stuff?
Yes.
Ugh.
When we would have pancakes in the morning.
You'd put it in a Tupperware
put it in the pitcher. Yes.
And then jam it down with a...
jam it down.
You did. You added water.
Who wants a jammed glass of orange juice? Anybody?
And then you'd get that concentrate stuff.
That's exactly. It was freezer burned orange juice,
Yes,
and it was like,
freezer burned.
I'm not feeling
It
this.
was.
No.
Maybe this isn't as big of a throwback as I thought it was.
You've unlocked very traumatized core memories here. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what's the trending part? That it's coming back?
No, it's just a memory. It's just people have unlocked a core memory of the frozen concentrate orange juice. But I thought it was only in my generation. Apparently, I'm wrong. So that's all I have for the generation.
You carried it on to our generation. You carried it, like, we didn't do it anymore. We did it when I was little. Like in the Lakeshore house, I remember doing it, but nothing really past that.
Okay. Well, now we just buy orange juice, pulp-free orange juice in the cardboard container.
The Simply Orange.
So everybody's experienced freezer burn orange juice. What else do the other generations have for me this week?
Oh, well, did you ever get your frozen orange juice from Walmart? Because I heard the craziest Walmart fact from the 70s and 80s this week. Do you remember, Ellie, this is going to blow your mind because this is like out of the box ridiculousness. was talking to friends, aunt and uncle of mine this past week. Did Walmart employees used to roller skate to their employees? If like they needed help in a certain aisle, did they? How can I help you today, ma'am?
I've never seen an employee of Walmart on roller skates.
I haven't either.
But we should bring it back.
Yes, we should. I looked it up. It was a thing at certain stores in the 80s.
Really?
They thought Walmart corporate would somehow speed up productivity for employees.
It sounds like a very Walmart thing to do.
I know.
I'm not going to lie. It sounds like one of those ideas you come up when you're in one of those really long staff meetings where they tell you that no idea is a bad idea.
Until you put your employees on wheels in the store.
What?
Could you imagine hitting the call button in an aisle for price check and somebody just
roller skated on out? So were the aunt and uncle you were talking to, were they from the state of Michigan? Would those have been local Walmarts?
So no, they were Midwest peoples, but they lived in Missouri.
Okay.
And apparently in Missouri, everybody was on roller skates.
That's wild.
I was like, so I looked it up and it's a real thing.
You know what we should do in this generation is we should put robots on roller skates.
Could you imagine? Oh no, I forget how to stop. Oh my word.
Please stop the rule.
We'll rule you once we know how to break.
Okay.
That is the wildest thing in the world. Because obviously there were the old drive-ins back in the day with the roller skates, right?
Yeah.
That was before the 70s though.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that at all nowadays.
We had a couple of restaurants when I was a kid that you would pull up and order your food from your car, sitting in, and they would roller skate up to you, and it was like an A&W in Kalamazoo, Michigan, of all places. It was still pretty out there, you know. It wasn't every restaurant like you would see on the Happy Days. Did you ever watch the Happy Days?
Is that the Fonz guy?
Yeah.
Hey. I don't think so. He had the actual motorcycle, but he was never on roller skates, from what I remember.
I don't think he was. He just jumped the shark. That's all I know.
Oh gosh, that episode, the classics. Why was everything so extra in the 70s and 80s? Like nowadays, we're like, let's talk about iPads, and you guys are jumping sharks.
It was so extra because that's all we had to do. That was the only entertainment available, was watching TV. We didn't have
you didn't have doom scrolling.
We didn't have doom scrolling
or Wi-Fi.
I saw something today. Do you want me to play it on my phone?
Yes.
Do I have
of
my
course.
phone is in my back pocket.
Speaking of which, see, we'd be jumping mammals right now if didn't have a phone.
I heard this really sad thing about social media, and I'll play it for you.
Oh.
It really is depressing.
That's kind of here's a good segue.
Social media has been catastrophic.
Oh.
Happiness, especially among young people, especially among young women. Her happiness was around 2008, and originally we all thought it was because of the financial crisis, right? That certainly didn't help.
Certainly didn't help. Nope.
Yeah, that was when everybody adopted social media. It was 2008. The case is closed. Right, and the work, the data they've got on this, the studies they've collected on this show that this was just inflecting when different platforms, which lowered happiness in different ways. Twitter creates more hatred and contempt in our culture.
Twitter's wild.
Instagram, it creates social comparison, which is the thief of joy.
Oh man.
TikTok, when you see ordinary people doing fun things, it makes you feel lonely. I mean,
these are even more mad
machines, and obviously, you can use them in a way that doesn't denigrate your happiness, but most people don't.
Wow. Well,
I mean, that was a little
that's right.
slap in the face.
Yeah, great. By the way, go follow us on YouTube and Instagram.
And TikTok, especially.
And Pinterest.
That's a good point.
It's true. There's a balance. There's a balance there.
Well, that's what we're working out in our own family right now is if this is as bad as research is saying it is, especially for young women, of which I have 3.
Well, right.
How can we use it in a way that doesn't denigrate our happiness?
Yes.
Is it limits on scrolling time? I don't know.
Well, I know I'm going to pull out the Lent card here. I'm going to do it. Yeah. Here's your...
Only a resident Catholic.
Yeah, that's right. Hello, everybody. Peace be with you and with you and with you. And with me. Because I'm doing something with Lent that's really good, where I'm cutting off any screen time at home after 10 p.m. Oh, my word. So the first few days I slept great. The past few days I've slept terrible. I think I'm in a detox. I was so used to jumping on my phone that right away my body was like, oh, this is nice. I get a rest. And now it's like, no, we kind of miss the screen time a little bit. So it's like trying to figure out how to get back into a rhythm of sleep again.
You think you're in a digital detox?
Yes.
And you're like so stressed out to not be on social media that you lay awake?
I think maybe. I really do. I had a headache for 2 days.
Stop it.
No,
right
it's
now.
true. All of this is TRUE. It's all true.
Give me the parameters of your Lenten fast. Is that it? Is that the whatever you're comfortable sharing? Because I know it's between you and the Lord. Put it on blast.
Yeah,
Come on. Hit me with
We're
it.
preaching from the pulpit now. No, that's for the most part it. And then I'll try and fill the time with like some scripture instead of being on my phone for an hour before bed.
Now, are you reading scripture though in the actual Bible, or are you reading it on your phone?
Paperback. Excuse me,
Paperback.
Paperback, baby. We're
Paperback
throwing
Bible.
it back. And then I'm putting on rollerblades and I'm skating around reading Leviticus.
So how far are we into Lent then? How many days has this been?
We are by the time this posts, we're going to be at day like 15.
So you should be through the detox period, the heavy metal detox
I
period.
think so. But you know what I did last night? When I got up at 5. I got on my phone. I was like, oh, what did I do? I broke it.
It's okay.
I got to get back. So tonight
It's a
we're getting
slip,
back.
not a slide. A
It's-
slip, not a slide.
Correct. At least I'm not jumping sharks. You know what I mean?
At
So
least you're not
it's a
jumping
good.
sharks.
But really, I think overall it's going to be a big thing, and I want to keep it going even after Lent. I might push it to 10:30, but I think it's a good thing.
One time I went on a TikTok detox. Yes, Ellie, we can see you. One time I went on a TikTok detox and I removed it off of my homepage.
Oh, good for you.
And then I can't remember how it was a week. It was a week that I couldn't be on TikTok at all. And the thing that I've carried over from that is that it's still not on my homepage. But then I learned how to swipe down on my phone and then just type in TI and then it brings up TikTok. So
So you found a little shortcut.
I find my day, this is legitimately true. I find my day goes so much better if the first thing when I wake up in the morning, I don't jump right on social media.
Yes.
But I spend time. I've got a couple of books I'm reading. One is called How to Pray by Pete Greig. That's really good.
That's awesome.
Another one where I'm doing a book study with my small group at church called Praying Like Monks, Living Like Fools. So I've been reading chapters in that.
That's hardcore.
And then, you want to get into the actual Bible too.
right.
And then a little bit of quiet time before I let myself jump right into the social media, which I use really hand in hand with my job. So it is a big part of my job.
Same with youth ministry. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
tough to like, okay, where do one thing I have started to try to do is Sundays not to go on at all.
Okay.
And that has been nice. And I do tend to be more joyful.
Sabbath.
Sabbath.
Yes.
We should Sabbath all the time.
We got to bring back the Sabbath.
We should. Let's Sab.
You can't Sabbath all the time. A Sabbath is a respite from like your 6 days of work. This is such a millennial mindset.
Come on now.
We should Sabbath all the
We should
time.
Sabbath.
No,
Sabbath.
you've got to be a productive, contributing member to society. But I was reading this
That's okay,
week
too.
that millennials don't do what Gen Xers do, which is work to live.
Right.
You want to live. No, we live.
I
to
do want to
work.
live.
We want to live. We want to live to work.
Yes.
Millennials work to live.
Yeah.
You don't get it, do you? It's
I
more
think-
like
I'm
I'm
picking
on
up what you're
Sabbath
putting
right
down.
now.
it's. You want to explain it, Ellie?
Yeah,
You
please,
get what
Gen
it
Z,
means.
enlighten us.
Like the Gen X generation was like, you're like working's your whole thing. Can you not hear me?
You're just a little tin canny.
I think you're on Sabbath in a cave.
Are you on your microphone?
Is that better? Or no?
Kind
It's
of
okay.
a shish.
Hit us with it.
Okay, so Gen X was big for like their work was their entire life. Like they would work 50, 60-hour weeks, be home late, not be home with their families as much.
Yuck.
Whereas millennials are like, screw that. I want to be home with my family, take our vacations when we want,
Yeah.
but still have a job to be able to provide for all the other things I want to do in life.
So then how is Gen Z coming up behind our two generations? Like, what's your thing?
I think Gen Z is kind of a mixture of both. Like, I feel like they're pretty proud of their careers and they're trying to work smarter, not harder. But they also do like taking advantage of their PTO. But even if it's like, they'll more like work from home, or like if they have to take a trip, they can bring their computer, do some things for a couple days, and then get off.
Okay.
So I feel like there's a little bit more of a balance.
What's interesting with Gen Z generation as well is that you guys have that unlimited paid time off thing. That was never a thing 10 years ago when I entered the workforce.
It's a scam, though.
Is it?
It is a scam.
Ellie
It's
worked
a scam it's a scam to get you to not take it.
Oh.
because they guilt you into being like, you're going to take time off again.
You're always going to be off.
You're not a team
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
This is my Gen Z daughter, man. She was taking that thing to the hill. Every other month, I got to go home for a week.
That's right.
I'm going to be gone for
Oh
a
my
week.
God, you know, I got a wedding to plan, which is also true. That's a lot of time, I've been told.
It is true.
Word on the street. Weddings are a lot of work. But
Someday, Adam.
someday.
Did you get your invitation yet to Ellie's wedding?
I haven't yet, but I got a verbal request for the address. So I know it's coming.
They got printed off center, the invitations, right?
They did, but they got reprinted, so they're good now.
Did they send you? That's what I was wondering, because you're having a company send them out and address them for you, which I think is so smart.
Oh, yeah.
No, so, well, that's why they were to save the dates.
Okay.
But with these, we had them printed, like the addresses are printed on the envelopes, but we just have to send them out.
Oh,
So I
got
don't
it.
have to like write down everyone's address. But
Did you
I
have to
found
stuff
out,
them?
yeah, so I stuffed them last weekend. So they're
Okay.
good. They just need stamps and to be sent.
Okay. You found out
But
what?
I don't have to send them out until April, apparently.
Whoa. Wow.
Apparently. Based on what?
Apparently, you send out the actual invitation 6 to 8 weeks ahead of the actual event.
That's true, because the save the date is sent out several months before, isn't it? And then it's
Yeah.
the actual invitation.
You don't want to be too enthusiastic. You don't want to
No.
be so aggressive.
You don't want to beg.
But it is a Michigan wedding in the summer, and Michiganders take our summers very seriously.
That's right. There's a certain amount of days. It's
There's-
beautiful.
There's a lot of time at the lake, the cottage.
The up north.
This is a class distinction in Michigan. If you have friends that are going to the lake, you're like, oh, must be nice to be rich.
That sounds nice.
right. We're going to the McDonald's. So
You gotta. Here's my life hack of living in Michigan. You
Yes.
gotta befriend the people with the boats and the lakes and the cottages. And then, if
It's
you're
true.
too poor to afford them yourself, you just pray you get an invitation every now and again.
That's the saying. The only thing better than owning a boat is knowing a friend with a boat, and it's so true because we've been there.
So
Okay,
true.
if I can ask, Ellie, do you guys have that trend going on where you did that like catchy hashtag for your guys' wedding with your last name and all of that?
See, I think that's a dying trend. I think that was
Oh.
big for the millennials.
Wouldn't know.
So it depends. What else would you say are dying trends in weddings in 2024?
Oh yeah.
Bouquet tosses. I think bouquet tosses are dying
Okay.
because brides want to preserve their bouquets now. They want to get like their flowers
Oh.
pressed so that like they can have it. Or like sometimes they'll just like throw a bridesmaids one. But then people feel bad for like singling out all the single people, and so then they won't really do it.
Yeah, that's triggering these days.
That's right. Okay. If I don't get my
I'm
bouquet.
single and I'm triggered.
I'm trying to think what else. Cakes
Oh,
on its way out.
Tragic.
These two generations agree. Ellie and I are having a fight about cake.
Really? Are you guys doing the donut bar? Because that's kind of a big thing,
No.
isn't it?
Donut
I
bars.
I was not allowed to do donuts.
Oh.
Abby, I
But
loved
we are
her
doing
donut.
cake.
That's right. Abby's listening. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not
I
cake.
loved the donut wall. I love a wedding cake. A wedding cake is my favorite part of the wedding. I like a real frosting. I do not like it when it is frosted with whipped cream. These are things that send me into hysterics. I don't like a nothing bunt cake, but that's what Ellie's doing for her wedding, and I'm just going to put a smile on my face.
Wait, my hand's up in the air. Hold on. Flag on the field for question. What's a nothing bunt cake? Is that just bunt
It's just bunt cakes
with no
that are
bunt
meh.
filling?
There's frosting.
Meh.
There's frosting.
Meh.
They're good.
Not a fan.
And-
I want a real cake,
Well,
man.
You like a
People
7-layer cake?
figured out. People charge you an extra $2 just to slice the dang thing per
I'll slice
slice.
it. I'll slice it in my mother of the bride pantsuit.
Oh my word! I'll
I'm trying to
go
think
with a
of other
knife.
trends that are out. I feel like some girls aren't having their dads walk them down the aisle anymore.
Oh,
They're walking
no.
themselves
That's a
down,
sweet
or
one.
No.
having their mom and dad walk them down.
Nope. I like the dad. I'm so traditional in that sense.
I love it too.
Another thing that's dying is the little gifts you leave everybody because nobody cares.
Favors. They're out.
Don't need them.
I might rebuttal for a minute because this millennial got one of the best wedding gifts ever. There was a friend of ours who got married, and he works at a local ice cream company, and he had homemade ice cream scoopers made for every guest of the party.
Totally agree. That is amazing.
That's cute.
That's super cute.
It was awesome.
That's super. Was it Hudsonville?
Yes. Oh, it was the best. It was so good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But you know what people are doing instead? They're doing a late night snack. So then if people are there at like 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Am I paying for a late night stack at your wedding?
You're not paying for it, but there might be one.
It's like,
good thing I gave her a budget.
Also,
no, Dad gave me a budget.
Dad gave her a budget. I'm an intermittent faster. So if you think I'm paying for a midnight snack, you got another thing coming.
Right. I believe that with your 7-layer cake over there, but okay. We're fasting.
It is true.
Sure.
You had told me. All right, now I'm hoping that you're still going to go through this. Were you going to order just a small cake for? She was going to order a small cake just for her and Brayden and me.
And she gets a slice. Yeah, that's what I told her. I was like, if you want wedding cake, you can get wedding cake, and you can get a slice from ours.
She's already doing my least favorite food as the entire meal.
What is that? Or
it's tacos?
Tacos.
Oh, like a taco bar?
Yes.
I don't like tacos. I especially don't like authentic tacos. I like American tacos. I like the Olay tacos. I don't like an authentic Mexican taco. And she's like, guess what we're having for the meal? Tacos.
But we're talking authentic tacos, like the corn tortilla.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's going to be amazing.
It's from a good restaurant in Grand Rapids that my parents like. But what I found out later was that they just like the margaritas, which you can have.
Two podcasts in a row. We're ending the podcast on
Mama Love Margarita.
Margarita comment.
If you want more of the Momlennial podcast, well, then subscribe. That way you'll get new episodes without having to do the work, and that's totally our jam.